Hi to everybody. We thank God for His grace. In this video, I'm going to show and prove from the Jehovah Witness N.W.Translation Bible that J.J. spoke to Abraham face to face. When I say J.J., I mean Jehovah Jesus. So if you don't have Jehovah Witness translation, the New World Translation, don't bother yourself. You always see them. They have it. They have it. All of them. They have them. I'm having 84. The one that was translated 1984. If you have one of them, you can pick it up and follow me. Contrary to what the Jehovah Witnesses has been going around teaching, that Jesus Christ is not divine, that He was a God, and that Jesus was Michael, Angel Michael. He was, and then He came down and dwelt among men, and He was Jesus Christ. And then after His resurrection, He went back again and became Michael. Now, from this New World Translation, I want to prove that Jesus also is called JJ. That is Jehovah Jesus. That the word Jehovah also applied to Jesus. Now, if we read Genesis chapter 12, chapter 13, chapter 14, 15, 16, and 17, you hear that the Lord spoke to Abraham. The Lord appeared to Abraham. The Lord spoke to Abraham. Well, we won't argue that it was a physical appearance, because sometimes angels can represent the divine being, that's Jehovah. So we cannot specifically say it was a physical appearance. But I want us to go to Genesis chapter 18. In Genesis chapter 18, verse 1, it says, Jehovah appeared to Abraham. While Abraham was sitting under a tree called oak in Mamre, Jehovah appeared to him. And when Abraham saw them afar, he ran to them. And then Abraham offered them hospitality. That is by washing their feet and then preparing something for them. Now, I'm using the Jehovah Witness New World Translation. Okay. Then these three men, you see, it said three men. In verse 9 of this Jehovah Witness translation, it said, they asked, where is Sarah? While they were eating, they asked Abraham, where is your wife Sarah? Then Jehovah said, I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah, your wife, shall have a son. That is what Jehovah told Abraham. It was the same Jehovah who told Abraham in Genesis chapter 17, verse 14 to 15. He promised Abraham, and Abraham laughed because Abraham was old. And the same Jehovah who appeared with two men asked, where is Sarah? And then he made the same promise again. And then when Jehovah made this promise, Sarah was in the tent, because Jehovah asked Abraham, where is your wife Sarah? And he said she was in the tent. And then Sarah heard it, and Sarah laughed. And when Sarah laughed, the Lord called Sarah and said, asked, why are you laughing? Sarah said, no, I wasn't laughing. He said, you did. He said, no. Well, Sarah was laughing because Sarah was how many years? 90 years, and Abraham 99 to 100. And Sarah knew that, well, at this age, how possible? And then there was no Viagra then, so Sarah doesn't know how it can happen. He doesn't know. But so Jehovah asked Sarah, is there anything impossible that the Jehovah cannot do? Now, when Jehovah has spoken these words, then the two men, in verse 16 of the translation, the two men went to Sodom and Gomorrah. And then verse 21, Jehovah now said, should I hide what I'm going to do from Abraham, seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him? For I have chosen him, that he may command his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord, by doing righteousness and justice, so that the Lord may bring to Abraham what he has promised. So, the Lord, or Jehovah, told Abraham, I am going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah because they complain about Sodom and Gomorrah is so loud, and their sins are grave. So I'm going there and do what? And destroy this city. This was Jehovah talking face to face with Abraham. Now, verse 22 of this translation, it said the men went, and then Jehovah stood with who? Abraham. The two men went, and then Jehovah, the third man, Jehovah, stood with Abraham. It was there that Abraham pleaded, kept on pleading. He asked the Lord, or Jehovah, are you going to destroy the righteous together with the wicked? And Jehovah said no. Then Abraham asked, so suppose you have 50 souls, will you destroy this city? Jehovah said, no, I will not. And then Abraham kept on pleading. From 50 to 45 to 40, 35, 30, 25 to 10. Then Abraham stopped pleading with Jehovah, because Abraham counted his nephew Lot and his wife, his two daughters, and then the son-in-law of his daughters. So they are how many? 6. So Abraham thought, well, 4, I think, or I believe there may be 4 more. That is why maybe Abraham stopped for not asking again. And then verse 19 says, the two angels went to Sodom and Gomorrah, to Lot's house, and Abraham returned to his tent. Abraham returned to his tent. And then the two angels went to Lot, and they told Lot that Jehovah has sent us to come and destroy the city. Now, when the men saw the angels, because they were in form of a man, so they went there, knocking on the door to do what? To have sex with them, because they were Sodom and Gomorrah, men and men. And then the angels told Lot, do you have anyone again with you here? Do you have anyone? Then Lot remember his in-law, son-in-law, He went in and told them, hurry. And let us get away from here. But the Lord is going to destroy this city. But you see, they made mockery of Lot. Exactly what is going on today. People are making mockery. There is no God. There is no Jesus. It was the Romans that invented Jesus. There was no God. So what they want is that you can do what you want. And then they made mockery of Lot. And then they were left there. And then in a hurry, the angel hold Lot and his 2 daughters and his wife away. Although luckily the wife turned back and he became a pillar of salt. But Lot and his daughter escaped the fire. And the Bible says Jehovah raised fire on Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, when you read the same 19 verse 29, it says, God destroyed the city, but God remembered Abraham and saved Lot. So in the morning, Abraham came and stood where he stood with Jehovah. And he saw the city, the smoke that was coming up. Now, the question we need to ask ourselves is this. Who was this Jehovah? Who was this Jehovah that was talking face to face with Abraham? In Ghana, in our language, Ashanti, that is tree, we say, feely, feely. And then I think in Nigeria, the Nigerians say, crow, crow eyes, crow, crow eyes. And then in French here, we say, face à face. Face to face. Jehovah spoke to Abraham face to face. Who was this Jehovah? Because we read in Exodus chapter 33 verse 8 that no one can see Jehovah and live. And then in John chapter 1 verse 18, John said no one has ascended. Jesus said no one has ascended into heaven except he who descended from heaven, that is the Son of Man. John 3:13. No one has been with the Father except he that descended from there, that is JJ. When I say JJ, I mean Jehovah Jesus. Okay, and now in John chapter 1 verse 18, John also said, no one has ever seen God. The only God who is at the Father's side, he has made him known. Who was that God? It was Jehovah Jesus. So from these passages, we understand that no one can see the Father. No one. And live. So who was this Jehovah? That in the N.W.Translation says he spoke to Abraham face to face. Abraham was pleading like a son, pleading to his father. Who was this Jehovah? Now, I want to show you who was this Jehovah. Now, let's go to John chapter 8, from 35 down. Jesus spoke to the Jews. He told them, if anyone abide in my word. Jesus told them, if anyone abide in my word, he's going to be my disciple. And he will know the truth, and the truth will make him free. The Jews said, what are you talking about? We are the offspring of Abraham. We'll never be slaves. Then Jesus said, you are slaves. That anyone that the Son set him free will be free forever. Then Jesus said, because you are slave, because you do the works of your Father. And Jesus says, I do the works of my Father. And you have to hear what I'm saying. Then the Jews responded, Abraham is our father. Then Jesus asked them, if Abraham is your father, why don't you do what Abraham did? But you seek to kill me because I'm telling you the truth. Then Jesus told them, this is not what Abraham did. That you are doing what your father did. And then they said, we were not born of sexual immorality. We have one Father, even God. Then Jesus asked them, if God were your Father, you will love me, for I came from him and I'm here to do his will. And Jesus told them again, I am not here to do my own accord, but what the Father told me is what I'm doing. Then Jesus asked them, why you don't understand what I'm telling you? Jesus said, you do not understand what I'm saying because you are of your father, the devil. Because he has no truth in him. And because of that, you cannot bear to hear the truth that I am telling you. And then they look. They said, can we say that you are a Samaritan and you have a demon? Jesus asked them, what convict me? What convict me? Jesus told them, if you love me, you will keep my words. And that anyone who will love me and keep my word will never die. Then they say, you, Jesus, saying this, you have a demon. They told Jesus, you have a demon, because Jesus said, anyone who keep my word will never die. For Abraham and all the prophets died. And you said, anyone who keep my word will never die. Are you greater than our father Abraham? They asked Jesus, are you greater than our father Abraham? Jesus said, I glorify my Father, whom you say is your Father. You do not know him, but I know him because I came from there and I'm here. So Jesus now told them, the Abraham, that you are boasting that Abraham is your father. Now look at what Jesus said in verse 56 to 59. Jesus said, your father, 56, your father Abraham rejoiced that he would see my day. Your Abraham, that your Abraham that you are boasting about, he said, Abraham rejoiced to see my day. And then Jesus concluded by saying, he saw it and was glad. He saw it and he was glad. Let me repeat. Your father Abraham, 56 of John chapter 8. Your father Abraham rejoiced that he would see my day. Wow, Abraham, see Jesus there? And Jesus said, yes, he saw it. Yes, he saw my day. And then he was rejoiced. Let us ask ourselves, when did Abraham saw Jesus there and he was glad? When? It was when he was called Jehovah. When J.J. spoke to Abraham that he's going to give him a son. When Abraham stood before J.J. pleading, and then at the end he got what he wanted, 10 souls. That was where Abraham was glad. It was Abraham. It was J.J. who came again now and dwell among us. 2,000 years ago, lays down for the world and died and said, if you abide with him, his word, you will never die. Remember John chapter 11, I am the resurrection and the life. Anyone that believes in me will never die. As he told the Jews. It was J.J. Jehovah Witness Bible, prove it. That it was J.J. Jehovah Jesus. Then he was Jehovah. When he was speaking to the Jews, he was Jesus. He said, Abraham saw my day and he was glad. So, when was that? When did Abraham saw Jesus' day? It was when Jesus was going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. J.J. And then he spoke to Abraham face to face. So, my friend, my brother, who is listening to me, Jesus came and died. Just like he appeared to Abraham, he came and died. And he resurrected and went back. As he said, that no one has ever been there with the Father. Only him. That's why he said, whoever has seen me has seen the Father. He has given us the Bible. Please, be on the safe side. Believe on Jesus. Obey him. Give yourself. Submit yourself under his arms. Confess him, may be baptized. It is better than to say, I don't believe anything. It will be too late for you. Just like it was too late when Lot was pleading with his in-laws. If they knew, they would have said, oh, but it was too late. Please, just like Abraham pleaded from 50 to show you that God is long-suffering. He doesn't want us to be lost. But God give every man the power of choice. You can choose good, you can choose bad. But I wish you that as the next year is coming, that it will reach you, make a good decision and obey Jesus Christ. For this world, we are going to live, even if you gain the whole world. One day, we'll say bye-bye. That time it will be too late for you. Come to Jesus right now. Please. He is called J.J. As from today, call him J.J. Jehovah Jesus. And those who are going about saying there's no God, that Jesus never existed, that it was a Romans who created Jesus. Please, you can continue to harden your heart. But the day will come, who will know who will lose and who will lose and who will win. We thank God and we thank Jesus, J.J., that today we have hope. That when we die, one day we will be with him as he promised. He never lied. Please, make haste while the sun shines and give yourself to Jesus. Wherever you are in your community, look at where the churches of Christ is and study with them and you will know the truth. They'll tell you what to do in order to be saved. Thank you and we thank God. May God be with all of us until next year. In Jesus' name, amen.